Okay, it's June 19th. There's a guy that posted a video on the one titled ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, Fox News. I start off with that title because I figure maybe the news somebody would pay attention to that. Anyway, it did work, but it only got one view, and I taped the thing yesterday. So I'll try, and then I put presidential debates and all that. Of course, I have my little window that I put the thing on YouTube on how if you people really want to do something for yourselves, you got complaints, and you want to help me out too, because nobody's helping me. As a matter of fact, when I've run for president, nobody's ever helped me. Does that display what my real character is like? No. It displays what your characters are like. That you people only listen to people that are on TV 24/7. You listen to people who have been pumped up by big money interest. You listen to people who you will latch on to like a parasite, so that if they're famous, you might get famous if you latch on to them. You know, this is why I tell you that there is definitely hard, concrete proof that the media is controlled and that your psychology is controlled as well. And people like me are victimized every day. Civil rights violations go on. Now, Rodney King died just yesterday or the day before at the bottom of his swimming pool. So now they're talking about him some more. I mean, what's this all about? See, your priorities, American priorities, are all up their rear end where the sun don't shine. That's where American priorities are. You don't know where to put the priorities, from the president all the way down to the local dog catcher, mayor, crappy parking enforcement, crappy Howard Summers towing, crappy Keystone towing, crappy Ross Baker towing, all these people, police, fire department, you're all full of crap. And like I've told you, I've warned you over and over again, you deserve what you're going to get. But you want to take me down with you. It's like a subconscious collective, like what Carl Jung talked about. You know who Carl Jung was. He was one of Freud's students who split off from Freud and decided to go a different avenue of psychology. But regardless of all of the background, I'll call it, it's a form of, they talk about the world having we're all living with a form of background radiation around all of us, and this background radiation is everywhere. Well, there's another background, and it's worse than radiation. It's a background of psychological crap. Psychological nonsense, psychological application, and prejudicial application of the laws that bend and hurt and push a person until they either do something violent or they grind their teeth away like I did because they don't have a tendency to do violent stuff. But when violent stuff happens, I say, hey, fine, pour it on, because I don't have to do anything. This country has made so many enemies, domestically and foreign, that's why violent things are always happening. You're never going to sedate everybody. You're never going to be able to control every last person. That's why you're going to continue having bombings, plane crashes, all this kind of stuff happens for people who have broken, like who had a break with reality, like Joe Stack did. He finally took it like me for years and years, and then he had a break with reality. I don't have to have a break with reality. I wait for someone else to have a break with reality. That's what I tell the Secret Service. I don't have to do anything to the president. He's going to do it. Someone else will do it for me. And then their answer is usually, oh, that's a conspiracy. It's only a conspiracy if you can tie me to somebody, tie me to the terrorist that supposedly flew into the World Trade Center, tie me to Timothy McVeigh, tie me to David Koresh, tie me to Genghis Khan, tie me to, Attila the Hun, tie me to Idi Amin. You people are so stupid that you don't see it. You think all these brand new cars, oh, this makes a person of you, to drive a brand new car with your stupid registered plates. You know, you don't need license plates on a car. Car can be pulled over for doing anything wrong. The plates are on the car so that the city can rip you off for taxes, for fines, because you live in a country that is fine crazy. Wackos, nonsense. We should have a form of anarchy that is selective. We pick out certain things, we go, hey, we don't need that. That's the biggest bunch of bull crap just to pull money out of people. And that, when you're fining people, you're turning them into slaves. So, here I am, pissed off as usually, okay? And always not able to do anything about it. Because you people love doing what you're doing. Hurting one another, hurting others, because your life is better off. Here goes one. Hey, there goes one. It's a parking enforcement person. Hey, there's the enemy right there. They fucking take, I meant to say freaking, they take people's lives and they do this to them constantly. See, that's what they do. That woman lives to give tickets to people. And the city thinks that they're going to make lots of money. They're driving cars instead of walking. Heck, if I was in control of this city, I'd make them all walk. So what's the word? What's the words? You know, there were comedians who used to say that there were 7 words that are not allowed on television, are not allowed to be said in public. But they're said all the time. As a matter of fact, when adults cuss, cussing is a form of release of something that has angered you, that you just want to get off your chest. And once you get it off your chest, you feel a little better and you're more relaxed. But cussing means absolutely nothing. You know, the old school nursery rhyme of sticks and stones may break my bones, and some words may sound not nice, but if you're going to put down an adult for saying a cuss word, remember this. Kids grow up in schools and learn those cuss words from each other. Where do they learn them from? From their parents. And where did the parents learn them from? From the parents' parents. And it goes on and on and on and on, because people, when they cuss, really don't have control of themselves. Now that means that if I use a cuss word in this video, that I didn't have control of myself. No, it means that a person's life is so interfered with, so mangled. So what would you do besides violence? If you only had a choice between flying a plane into a building and saying a cuss word, which would you do? Most likely, most people would just say, well, if that was the only choice, I guess I'd rather say the cuss word. But cussing doesn't mean anything. The old nursery rhyme, again, sticks and stones may break my bones. Or sticks and stones and nasty words between adults can't break your bones. They can't do the kind of violence that explosions and wars and the tax dollars that you people pay to kill innocent men, women, and children in other countries. Like I said, your priorities are all in the wrong place, and they always will be. And it's just getting worse. It's not getting better. And in my case, my life is over with. It was over with a long time ago. For decades, you people have taken my life from me, my liberties. You've violated my civil rights endlessly, continually, over and over and over again. And not one person came to my defense. I had, even in people in church groups, oh, I'll pray for you. I said, can your prayers bring back my bus of more than 20 years, which used to be my home, which I was forced out of, and I had to move it from place to place because I had no safe place I could put it and start working on it again. I was hounded for more than 20 years, forced to move my stuff from place to place. And no one came to my defense. And when I say no one who had the authority or the initiative or the compassion to say, hey, leave Caesar alone. the guy doesn't do any damage to anybody. So he has an ugly bus. So he has a bunch of ugly cars. What the hell are you doing destroying this man's life? That's what should have been done years ago, and it wasn't. So Mr. Obama, 10 minutes into this, you now have a deadline of the 4th of July before something more violent stuff is going to happen that I know all about. I know when it's going to happen. I know where it's going to happen. The last time I made this prediction, an explosion happened here in L.A. in an alley and hurt, I think, 3 people. There are no coincidences in this universe. Some people really can look into the background radiation of life. They can really run their quantum number generators, and they can actually figure out when things are going to happen. Just from having all current events available on a database, and then figuring into that equation all stories that are being written all at one time. What do you say? What coincidence is that? It's called the 99th monkey philosophy. Go study. Go do your studies, presidential candidates, because you don't know anywhere near what I know, and you never will. I'm the teacher, you're the students, and you're idiots. And you always will be, and the biggest idiot of all is you people that are at the very top, because you're scared to debate me. You won't answer. Your political advisors have told you, oh, this guy's nuts, listen to him. He rants and raves, and he goes yak and yak. Well, I wonder what this so-called president, or what Bush would do if they were set off in an area where they could say anything they wanted to, wouldn't have to worry about anybody knowing what they were really saying or what they believed or any cuss words they said, if they were really let go and they had that safety buffer zone, that protection, that no one would know about it. I bet you they'd be worse than any of my videos, all more than 200. I bet they'd be totally off the wall completely. You'd then ask yourself, wow, is this the person that I really want to actually be in control of this country? Oh my God, no way. That's exactly what you'd say. Because every human being has the rant and rave bug in them. If you press the right buttons, they're all going to lose it. And when they lose it, they use cuss words, they say this, they say that, they go off the deep end of reality. So, is the world flat? According to reality's supreme being, HRM Caesar St. Augustine de Buonaparte, the real emperor and president of the United States since October of 1996, everything that's been done since October of 1996 has been illegal. If the people had supported me, this country would not have had a recession. This country would not have gone through any of these bad changes that it's gone through. But it didn't. It chose to ignore me. It chose to continue ignoring me, continue following the practices of the insanity that they practice every day. What is insanity? Doing the same type of thing, the Electoral College, voting for these lousy politicians without any safeguards, without any real reality checks. You do this every day. And why do you let it go? Because of the nice, neat little cars they're making for you, and the debt that you sit in. And watch the movie John Doe, Meet John Doe with Gary Cooper. Walter Brennan gets in there and he says, you're all helots. And he mentions what happens to you when you buy into this program. And this is being said in the 1930s, okay? 30s and 40s, somewhere in there. I think, no, it's the 1940s. So here you are in a war environment, and here's Meet John Doe, and here's Walter Brennan telling you what a helot is. You need to watch the program to really see that there's no difference in back then. What your society was doing then, the warning signs were everywhere. And it's just gotten steadily worse. So, Obama and Romney, you have a chance for a pre-presidential election before the 4th of July, and if it doesn't happen, I guarantee you, real bad stuff is going to happen. Heavy-duty bad stuff. Something that'll go right along with the fireworks and the 4th of July. There's your deadline. You better answer, because this is going to continue all the way till November. And I'm going to crush every last one of you. for all the damages you people have done.